What's going on, everybody, and welcome to Rock and Roll True Stories. And I want to talk about some of the news that's been happening the last couple days. So it came out that Chris Cornell's widow is suing the members of Soundgarden over unpaid royalties and unreleased material. So this was first reported by TMZ. So Chris Cornell's widow, Vicky Cornell, is suing the surviving members of Soundgarden, according to TMZ. So apparently she has filed a lawsuit against the band over several unreleased recordings. The suit claims that the band is, as she puts it, withholding hundreds of thousands of dollars in royalties owed to Cornell and their children, all of whom are minors. Vicky Cornell is also claiming that the band wants the rights to the material that's unreleased, which she calls an unlawful attempt to strong-arm Chris's estate into turning over certain audio recordings created by Chris before he passed away. Now, according to the documents obtained by celebrity gossip site TMZ, the 7 tracks are, as they put it, solely authorized by Chris, contain Chris's own vocal tracks, and are supposed to belong to Chris's estate for the benefit of her and their children. And Vicky Cornell claims to have offered to share the recordings with Soundgarden so they can be released in conjunction with Chris's wishes, including having his producer involved, but she claims the band had refused the offer. Soundgarden, in their defense, are claiming that they worked on the tracks with Chris and that they were working on the files in a collaborative effort, and that the entire band was feeling very positive about the rekindled artistic energy and creativity prior to Cornell's death. The band also claims that various members of the band are co-songwriters on 5 of the 7 unreleased recordings, while Cornell's wife claims the opposite, that Chris Cornell's estate is the sole owner of the unreleased tracks. She's also accused guitarist Kim Thayil, blaming her for the reason that the band hasn't released any new material. So back in October, Thayil told an interviewer there are still catalog issues to address when the topic of unreleased Soundgarden material came up. He would also state there's still things we want to release, old tapes, some live performances. We definitely have another record in us, stuff that's written, stuff that was demoed and recorded, certainly. All it would need is to basically get the audio files that are available. And Thayil would go on to say that Cornell had recorded the vocal tracks prior to his death. So Vicky Cornell took to Instagram to express her thoughts about the rift between herself and her husband's former bandmates. So she would write on Instagram, "I've been taking time these past few weeks to be grateful for all the good people around me and for those who have lifted me up of the very worst points in my life. The silver lining during the storm is finding and appreciating how subtle glow of those who sincerely support you in your life unconditionally. However, sometimes while you grieve the one you physically lost, you realize you must now grieve the loss of someone you considered friends and family as well. I'm shocked at how often this occurs. It's not just me or the rock star widow or the political widow. It is the case for the vast majority of women after the partners have passed. It transcends socioeconomic class, race, and religion. It is an unpleasant and unfortunately all too common theme. Hard-hearted family members, friends, and business associates who will exploit a widow's vulnerability when she's broken and alone. These other people have decided that her time is up as well. And through support groups and other widowed friends, and during the difficult and supportive conversations, I've learned that I'm not a unique case. This seems to be the inevitable plight of a widow in this world, and I cannot help feeling angry, sad, and betrayed. I will not be bullied or shamed into silence. I will not accept something so wrong, so lacking compassion or decency, even with the clear but unspoken threat of social rejection hanging over me. This was not the way I would have chosen to move forward, but I will not be pushed aside or for someone else's convenience or gain. I will not sacrifice our children's futures for someone else's greed, and I will not let someone else make me feel ashamed because the man I love was taken away from us all too soon. I will do the justice of my husband's work and memory for our children and everything we stood for. I want to thank everyone who stood by Chris and has supported us through this devastating time. Your love and your kindness will never be forgotten." So go check it out, guys. Read some of the comments. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. That does it for today's video. Be sure to tune in at 10 a.m. Eastern tomorrow. We're going to be talking about the Guns N' Roses album. It was actually the EP that they first released, Live Like a Suicide. And you guys will be getting a special look at something pretty rare in the world of Guns N' Roses that you guys probably haven't seen before. Take care.